This video is about the alpha loved her light, but she belonged to darkness. If this story captivates you, please like the video, share it with loved ones, and write in the comments how it touched your heart. Part 1. The alpha loved her light, but she belonged to darkness. The moon hung low in the sky, casting an ethereal glow over the sprawling silver pine forest. Its silvery light filtered through the dense canopy, illuminating the figures of the Blackfin pack as they gathered for the night's moon ceremony. Shadows danced around them, whispering secrets as the alpha wolf, Kale, stepped forward, his strong presence commanding the attention of all. Kale was a sight to behold, fierce and majestic with fur the color of midnight, eyes glimmering like molten gold. Yet even with his power, something was amiss within him. There was a tugging in his heart, a longing that seemed to pull him toward the edges of the forest, where the darkness lingered. Tonight, we honor our ancestors and embrace the strength of our unity. Kale's deep voice resonated, echoing through the trees. The pack howled in response, but Kale felt the weight of every note in his chest, a haunting loneliness he couldn't shake. As the evening wore on, his eyes drifted to the edge of the clearing. And there she stood, Lyra, the enchanting enigma of the nightshade pack. Her fiery red hair caught the moonlight, casting a halo around her delicate features. Lyra was an omega, her essence woven with the shadows of the night. Though her eyes sparkled like the stars, they held an unfathomable depth, reflecting the moon's light yet harboring secrets darker than any wolf could understand. Kale, his beta, Rowan, whispered, snapping him from his reverie. "Focus on your pack, they need you." "The Nightshade pack has no place in our gathering," Kale replied, his voice low. Yet his heart betrayed him, echoing Lyra's name in a silent chant. Rowan followed his gaze, a low growl rumbling in his throat. "Stay away from her, Kale. You know a union between our packs is forbidden." Kale clenched his jaw. "I know what the laws say, but there is something about her, something I can't ignore." Rowan's eyes narrowed. "You'll risk everything for a fleeting attraction. Remember who you are." Kale turned away, the weight of responsibility heavy on his shoulders. But the pull of Lyra's light was undeniable. Each glance exchanged between them felt like an electric spark, a connection that transcended the boundaries of their packs. As the night deepened, Kale found himself wandering toward the edge of the clearing, where the darkness thickened. Lyra stood there, her silhouette framed against the trees, waiting as if she knew he would come. "Kale," she breathed, her voice soft yet filled with an unspoken urgency. "You shouldn't be here." "I have to be," he replied, stepping closer, the world around them fading into silence. "I can't stay away." Her eyes widened, a mixture of fear and longing swelling within them. "This is dangerous. Our packs are—" "Forget the packs," Kale interrupted, his heart racing. "What matters is you and me. I feel a bond with you that I've never felt with anyone else." Lyra looked away, biting her lip. "You don't understand. I am bound to darkness, Kale. My pack is steeped in ancient magical legacy that you can't fathom. We enemies. Then let us change that." His voice trembled with uncertainty and desperation. "We can find a way. Your pack would never accept me. They see me as an enemy, a threat. I can't bring that upon you." She was trembling now, her heart at war with her head. Kale reached out, brushing a strand of hair from her face, and the touch ignited a fire between them. "I don't care what they think. I care about you. Can't you see that?" Lyra felt the warmth of his hand on her skin, a prohibited warmth that made her pulse quicken. "And what if your love leads to war? My darkness could consume you, Kale." "Then let it," he said fiercely, his golden eyes burning with intensity. "I'd rather fight for a chance at love than live a life of solitude." Her heart soared and sank all at once. "You're so naive. Love can conquer everything, Kale." "But it can save us," he insisted, stepping closer until their breaths mingled in the cool night air. "I believe in us, Lyra, in what we could be." A flicker of hope ignited in Lyra's chest, but it was quickly extinguished by the reality of their worlds. "You would lose everything, the loyalty of your pack, your status as alpha if they find out." Kale hardened his resolve. "I'd rather live in the shadows with you than in the light without you." Before she could respond, the distant howl of a wolf echoed through the trees, a reminder of their divided loyalties. Lyra shuddered, fear creeping into her veins. "They're calling for me," she whispered, her heart aching. "Stay," Kale pleaded, his voice a desperate whisper. "Just a moment longer, let me hold you." With a fleeting glance back toward the darkness, Lyra stepped closer until their bodies were almost touching. "Just a moment," she murmured, melting into his embrace. The world around them disappeared, and for that heartbeat everything felt possible. But reality came crashing back, and she pulled away, fear etched across her face. I can't do this, Kale. I can't let you ruin your life because of me. Lyra, please. No, you don't understand, she interrupted, tears brimming in her eyes. If we rediscovered, it will mean war. Your pack and mine will never coexist. Kale's heart sank, yet he refused to back down. Then let me take you away. We can find a place where our love isn't forbidden. Her gaze faltered, the weight of the world pressing against her. You don't know what you're asking for. I belong to the shadows, Kale. I always have. Then I'll embrace the darkness for you, he said resolutely. I'll fight against every instinct that says to protect my own. Lyra shook her head, her resolve wavering. This isn't just about us, it's about our packs, our families. Can you truly forsake everything? I'd forsake anything for you, he said fiercely, the truth resonating deep within him. You are my mate, and no law or ancient bond can change that. At that moment, the air crackled with palpable energy. A shiver ran through Lyra's spine as she felt the weight of destiny shift around them. But what if I reject you? Kale's eyes darkened with pain, but he stood firm. Then I'll fight for you, no matter the cost. As the moon hung above, Lyra felt the gravity of their worlds collide, the sheer impossibility of their love igniting a fire within her. And if I choose darkness? Then I'll follow you into the abyss, Kale whispered, his voice a promise, a vow woven into the fabric of their fates. But as they stood there, caught between the pull of their hearts and the chains of their loyalties, destiny began to weave its intricate tapestry, a tale of love, loss, and the shadows that whispered of a love destined to change them both. And so, the night deepened, holding within it the echoes of unspoken words and the weight of choices yet to be made, a story that had only just begun. Hush, 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 Part 2. The Alpha loved her light, but she belonged to darkness. The night lingered like a breath held too long, with tension and longing. Kale's heart thundered in his chest, each pulse echoing the weight of Lyra's words. The moon, a silent witness, bathed them in its soft glow, illuminating the chasm between their worlds. Gale. Lyra whispered, her voice trembling with unvoiced fears. What if I can't be what you need? What if this connection is just an illusion? It's not, he insisted, stepping closer, feeling a magnetic pull toward her. Every moment I've spent with you, I've felt something more, a truth that defies the laws of our pacts. You are my mate, Lyra. Our eyes shimmered like starlit pools, yet sorrow clouded their depths. But what kind of mate would I be? I am tainted by the shadows of my pack's legacy. You have no idea what you were asking of me. I don't care about the legacy, Kale replied, his tone fierce yet tender. I care about you. We can confront the darkness together. I refuse to be governed by fear and ancient rivalries. Lyra's gaze fell to the ground, her heart caught between hope and despair. And what of my family? My pack? They will never accept a Blackthorn as one of their own. I'd be betraying them. Your loyalty is admirable, but your happiness is more important, he murmured, brushing a finger along her arm, igniting a flame beneath her skin. You deserve to choose your own fate. The tension in the air thickened, the weight of her indecision pressing down around them. I wish it were that simple, she murmured, a single tear escaping her eye and glistening like a dewdrop in the moonlight. I wish I could believe in a future where love conquers all. Kale's heart twisted at the sight of her pain. He reached out, cupping her face in his hands, his thumbs brushing away the trails of her tears. Believe in us, Lyra. I will fight for you, for our love, no matter the cost. Suddenly, a rustle broke the silence, and Rowan stepped into view, his expression a mix of concern and fury. Kale, what are you doing? He glared at Lyra, his distress palpable. She has a nightshade. You can trust her. Kale stepped between them, his voice low and fierce. You don't understand, Rowan. This isn't just some fleeting attraction. It is a bond that transcends all. Rowan's eyes narrowed. You are willing to risk everything for this Omega. Do you not see the chaos this will bring? Our pack will descend you. The pack is not my only concern. Kale shot back, anger boiling within him. I won't let fear dictate my heart, Rowan. Lyra is not just an enemy, she is my mate. Lyra watched the two wolves, her heart racing. She felt the tension crackle in the air like a brewing storm. Kale, please. No, he interrupted, his voice fierce yet filled with desperation. I won't allow anyone to tear us apart, not even you. Rowan scoffed, folding his arms. You think this is love? It is nothing more than reckless infatuation, and it will lead to your downfall. Maybe it will, Kale replied, his voice steady as he met Rowan's glare. But it is a risk I am willing to take. Lyra felt her heart lurch at Kale's words, the sincerity in his gaze drawing her in. Kale, I can't bear the thought of your pack turning against you because of me. I'll find a way to make them understand, he vowed, turning back to her, his golden eyes shimmering with determination. I won't let our love be a tragedy. But before she could respond, a howl echoed through the forest, chilling her to the bone. It was the call of the Nightshade Pack, a summons that pulled at her very essence. They need me, she whispered, panic rising within her. I have to go. Lyra, wait. Kale reached for her, but she stepped back, caught in the pull of her pack and the gravity of their connection. I can just abandon them, she said, her voice breaking. I can betray my own blood. Warren took a step forward, sensing the urgency in her tone. If you return, they'll know of your rendezvous with him. You'll put both packs at risk. Lyra's heart shattered at the thought of the impending conflict. I didn't mean for any of this to happen. I didn't choose this, she whispered, looking between the two wolves who represented everything she was torn between. Kale's voice broke through the chaos in her mind. Then choose me, choose us. I can she cried out, tears spilling down her cheeks. I can choose between love and loyalty. I can bear the thought of what my decision will cost us. I'll fight for you, Lyra, Kale said fiercely, the fire in his eyes unwavering. I'll do whatever it takes. Even if it means fighting your own pack, she asked, her voice trembling with uncertainty. Yes, he affirmed, stepping closer, his gaze unwavering. I'd face them all for a chance to be with you. Lyra's heart raced, caught in the storm of emotions swirling between them. But what if it leads to war? What if I am the one who destroys everything? Then I'll stand by your side, he replied, his voice a low rumble echoing with promise. Like the moonlight in the darkest night, I'll be your guide. We can face the shadows together. The howl echoed again, more urgent this time, slicing through her resolve. I have to go, she choked out, fear clawing at her heart. I have to answer the call. Kale reached out, capturing her wrist gently. If you go back, there is no coming back to me, you know that. Lyra hesitated, torn between the pull of her pack and the magnetic draw of Kale's presence. What if they find out? What if they see you as a threat? Then let them come, he said fiercely, the determination in his voice igniting a flicker of courage within her. I will protect you, Lyra, I promise. Kale, she breathed, her heart aching with the weight of inevitability. I trust in this bond, he urged, his gaze locking onto hers. Trust in us, we can change the tide, we can rewrite our destinies. With a deep, trembling breath, Lyra felt the energy shift between them, a palpable connection that transcended fear and doubt. What if I am not strong enough? Kale stepped closer, tilting her chin up so their eyes met. Then I'll be your strength. Love is a force we can wield, Lyra, together. At that moment, she felt the truth of his words resonate deep within her. The shadows may have seeped into her very being, but the light of his love was brighter, more powerful than she had ever imagined. I'll find a way, she whispered, her voice filled with resolve. I'll find a way to bridge our worlds. Kale's face lit up with relief and joy, his heart leaping at her declaration. Then let us face whatever comes together. Their hands intertwined, fingers lacing tightly, as if sealing their fates in the moonlight. But the distant howl of the Nightshade Pack lingered, a reminder of the turmoil ahead, one that would challenge the very foundations of their loyalty, their love, and their lives. Together, she repeated softly, determination shining in her eyes. And as the moon hung high above, illuminating the path ahead, they felt the weight of destiny shift once again, their story far from over, teetering on the brink of chaos and undeniable love. Hush 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 Part 3. The Alpha loved her light, but she belonged to darkness. The air crackled with tension as Kale and Lyra stood at the edge of the silver pine forest, their hands intertwined under the watchful gaze of the moon. The howl of the Nightshade Pack echoed through the night, a haunting reminder of the impending storm. A wall loomed on the horizon, and the shadows whispered secrets that could tear them apart. Kale, Lyra said, her voice barely a whisper, if I go back now, it won't just be a betrayal of my pack. It'll be a declaration of war. You don't know how deeply rooted their loyalty runs. They'll fight for me and against you. Kale squeezed her hand, his golden eyes shining with fierce determination. If they seek war, then I will stand against them. I will protect you, Lyra, no matter the cost. His heart raced at the thought of losing her, yet the pull of their bond ignited a fire within him that he couldn't ignore. But what if that's not just a fight? She countered, her eyes shimmering with fear. What if your pack is right? What if my darkness consumes you? The memories of her pack's ancient magic flooded her mind, a legacy steeped in shadows and secrets. I would rather face the darkness with you than live in the light without you, Kale replied, his voice low and steady. I will endure anything to keep you safe, even if that means confronting my own pack. Lyra's heart swelled with longing and despair, each word pulling her deeper into the tumult of emotions. But before she could respond, Rowan approached, his posture tense as he stepped into view. "Kale, this is madness. You can't be serious about this, Omega," he said, his voice thick with disdain. "She is a nightshade. They will never accept you." "Rowan," Kale's voice broke like thunder. "Stop. This is not just an infatuation. I feel a bond with Lyra that goes beyond anything I've ever known. You don't understand what it is like to feel this way." Rowan's eyes narrowed, disbelief flashed across his face. "You are willing to sacrifice everything? Your position as Alpha, the trust of your pack, for a fleeting moment with her?" "It is not fleeting," Kale snapped, frustration boiling inside him. "What we share is real. I can't let fear dictate my heart. I want to lose her without a fight." Lyra felt the weight of their words pressing down like a heavy cloak, and for a moment she was frozen between two worlds. "Kale," she began, her voice trembling. "What if your love only brings ruin? What if your pack turns against you?" "Then I will face them," he vowed fiercely. "With you by my side, I'd rather fight for our love than live a life dictated by the expectations of others." Suddenly, the night was pierced by another howl, sharper and more desperate. Lyra flinched, her heart racing. "They need me," she whispered, panic flooding her veins. "I have to go." "Lyra, please." Kale's grip tightened around her wrist, desperation lacing his words. "If you go back now, there is no coming back, you know that." She hesitated, every instinct urging her to answer her pack's call. "But I can't abandon them," she replied, fighting back tears. "What if they find out about us? They'll see you as a threat, and I can't bear the thought of you being hurt because of me." Rowan stepped closer, his expression a mixture of fury and pity. "You are playing with fire, Lyra. Your pack will never accept him. You are putting Kale's life in danger." Kale's eyes darkened with determination. "You don't understand, Rowan. I would face down my own pack before I let them harm her. I will protect Lyra, even if it means standing alone." "Kale, don't." Lyra cried, tears spilling down her cheeks. "You don't know what you are saying. This isn't just about us. It is about so much more." "I know," he said gently, his gaze softening as he brushed away her tears with his thumb. "But I believe in us. I believe in the power of our bond. Together, we can break the chains of darkness that bind our packs." "But what if I fail?" she asked, her voice trembling with uncertainty. "What if I am not strong enough to bridge our world?" Kale stepped closer, his breath warm against her skin. "Then I'll be your strength," he whispered, his resolve unwavering. "Our love is a force we can wield together. We can conquer anything, Lyra." As the howl of the Nightshade pack echoed again, Lyra felt the weight of the world pressing down on her. A choice lay before her, one that held the power to change everything. "I want to believe in us, Kale," she said, her voice barely above a whisper, "but I am so afraid." "Fear is a part of love, but so is courage. We can face this together," he affirmed, taking her hands in his. "Trust in this bond we share, trust in our love." Lyra looked into his eyes, searching for a hint of doubt, but all she found was unwavering devotion. "What if they see your strength as a challenge? What if they come after you?" "Then I'll fight," he declared, his voice strong and steady. "I will not let anyone take you from me. We will find a way to unite our packs, to understand each other, even if it means facing the shadows head-on." With a deep breath, Lyra felt a flicker of hope ignite within her, but the howl of her pack beckoned again, sharp and insistent. "I need time to think," she said, her heart torn. "I have to answer the call, but I don't know how to balance this." "Then let us find a place where we can think together, where you can feel safe," Kale suggested, his voice a soothing balm against her turmoil. "Let us escape this night and seek a space where love and loyalty can coexist." A flicker of excitement lit her eyes, but doubt still lingered. "What if my pack searches for me? What if they discover us before we can find our path?" "Then we will be ready," he replied, his voice fierce and unwavering. "I won't let anything happen to you." With a hesitant nod, Lyra stepped back, her mind racing with possibilities. "I'll go with you, but we must be cautious. I can't let my pack discover our truth yet." Kale's expression softened, hope blooming in his jest. "Then let us go. Together we can carve our own path." As they vanished into the depths of the forest, the moonlight followed them like a guardian, illuminating their way through the shadows. They ran side by side, heartbeats synchronized, the weight of their destinies entwined in an unbreakable bond. The night whispered secrets around them, but for the first time, Lyra felt the warmth of Kale's love dispelling her doubts. "Tell me about your pack," she asked as they slowed to a stop, catching their breath beneath a canopy of stars. Kale looked at her, his golden eyes alight with passion. The Blackfern pack is strong, united by loyalty and tradition. My father is the previous alpha, and he expects me to uphold our laws. And you think they'll accept me? She asked, trepidation in her voice. I believe they can change if we show them that love transcends boundaries, he replied earnestly. It won't be easy, but I refuse to let fear dictate my heart. Lyra nodded slowly, her heart aching with longing. The shadows that had once felt like chains now began to feel like a cloak she could shed. And if the Dante accept me, then I will fight for you every step of the way, he vowed, pulling her closer. We will face this together, Lyra. The moon hung high above them, a witness to their commitment as they stood on the precipice of their destinies. A bond forged in the heart of darkness, illuminated by the light of hope, a love that could withstand the trials of fate. But as they prepared to face the unknown, the winds shifted, carrying with them whispers of betrayal and darkness, a reminder that their journey was only just beginning, and the shadows were never far behind. The night deepened, holding within it the echoes of their unspoken fears and the promise of a love that could defy the very fabric of their worlds. They had chosen to embrace their destiny, but the path ahead would not be without peril. Together, they would carve their own fate, navigating the delicate balance of love, loyalty, and the shadows that threatened to consume them both. Hash hash hash, Part 4. The Alpha loved her light, but she belonged to darkness. The moon hung high above Silver Pine Forest, shrouded in an otherworldly glow. Kale and Lyra found themselves nestled in a hidden glade, the air thick with the scent of pine and wildflowers. As they caught their breath, the tension wrapped around them like an unyielding fog. Lyra, Kale said softly, taking a step closer. This place feels alive, doesn't it? His golden eyes gleamed, reflecting the starlight as he marveled at the beauty surrounding them. Lyra nodded, her heart racing as she took in the serenity of their temporary refuge. It does, it feels safe. But despite the calm, the shadows of her past lingered, whispering doubts in her ears. Kale noticed the flicker of uncertainty in her expression. What is it? He asked, his voice warm and inviting. You can tell me. She hesitated, torn between the desire to share her fears and the instinct to protect him. I am just worried. What if my pack finds out where I am? What if they come for me, for us? Kale reached for her hand, intertwining their fingers. Then we'll all face them together. I refuse to let anyone tear us apart. His grip was firm, a promise that settled like a warm ember in her chest. I want to believe that, she murmured, her heart aching with longing and fear. But my pack, they will never accept you. They are bound by tradition, by blood. His gaze hardened, determination etched across his features. Tradition is a cage, Lyra. Love should be our freedom. We'll show them that. Lyra felt the weight of his conviction, yet doubt twisted within her. And what if that freedom comes at a price? What if it costs you your title, your family? Kale stepped closer, his voice a low growl. I'd give it all up for you. You are worth every sacrifice. Fear shimmered in her eyes as the gravity of his words crushed over her. Kale, if we fail, the consequences would be catastrophic. Our packs could clash, and it would be blood on both our hands. Then we'll find a way to unite them, he insisted, his voice filled with unwavering belief. We'll show them that love can break down walls. As they spoke, the distant howl of a wolf echoed through the trees, a chilling reminder of the world outside their sanctuary. Lyra's heart raced at the sound, panic creeping into her veins. They were looking for me, Kale. We need to make a plan, Kale said, his voice urgent but steady. If we can understand their concerns, perhaps we can bridge the gap. Lyra swallowed hard, glancing at the shadows dancing around them. But what if they see our bond as a betrayal? What if they think we were conspiring against them? We'll tell them the truth, he replied, unwavering. That we were not enemies, but allies, that love can heal the rift between our packs. As they formulated their plan, Lyra's heart filled with trepidation, but also a flicker of hope. What if I am not strong enough to convince them? Kale stepped closer, cupping her face in his hands. Then I'll be your strength. We'll draw from each other, and together we'll face whatever comes. His touch sent shivers down her spine, igniting a fire within her. And what if they turn on you? She whispered, searching his eyes for the reassurance she desperately needed. Then I will fight for you, Lyra, he said fiercely, his gaze unwavering. I will not let anything harm you. At that moment, she felt the weight of their destinies intertwining, the thread of fate weaving between them. I can bear the thought of you getting hurt because of me, she admitted, her voice trembling. You are my mate, he replied, his tone low and earnest. I would rather face any danger than live a life without you by my side. Tears streamed down her cheeks as love wrapped around her heart like a warm embrace. You make me want to believe, Kale, but I fear the darkness within me. The darkness does not define you, Lyra. It is part of your journey, but it doesn't dictate your future. He brushed a thumb across her cheek, the warmth of his touch igniting hope within her. Suddenly, a rustle in the underbrush pulled them from their reverie. Rowan emerged from the shadows, his expression a blend of concern and anger. "Cale, you can't be serious about this." His voice was thick with disbelief as he took in the scene before him. Cale stepped forward, shielding Lyra with his body. "Rowan, I don't have time for your judgments. This is about us, about love." "Love, you think this is love?" Rowan spat, his eyes flashing with fury. "This is reckless. You are jeopardizing everything for Nightshade." "I will not sit idly by while you dictate my feelings," Cale's voice thundered in the stillness of the night. "Lyra is not just an enemy. She is my mate, and I refuse to let anyone tear us apart." Rowan's expression shifted, a mix of confusion and hesitation flashing across his face. "Do you even understand what you are risking? Your loyalty to your pack is everything." "I've always put my pack first," Cale replied, his voice steady. "But I've realized that I cannot be a true leader if I deny my heart love is worth fighting for." Lyra's heart pounded in her chest as she watched the exchange, caught in the crossfire of loyalty and rebellion. "Rowan, please," she said, her voice trembling. "I never wanted this. I didn't choose to fall in love with Cale." "Then why pursue this?" Rowan demanded, frustration lacing his voice. "You know how our world works. You are risking a war that could tear our packs apart." "Because love transcends borders, Rowan." Cale shouted, the anguish in his voice echoing through the glade. "If we don't try, we'll lose everything to hatred and fear. We can let the past control our future." Rowan's expression softened, a flicker of understanding crossing his features. "And what if the cost is too high?" Cale took a deep breath, his gaze shifting towards Lyra. "Then we'll all face it together. I refuse to let fear dictate our destinies." Lyra stepped forward, her voice steady. "I know that our packs are bound by ancient traditions, but we can break the cycle. We can rewrite our stories." Rowan's eyes darted between them, a storm of emotion swelling within him. "You truly believe this? That love can heal the rift between us?" With a nod, Cale's resolve strengthened. "I do, but we need your support, Rowan. If we to face this together, we can do it divided." Silence enveloped them, the weight of their shared history hanging in the air. Finally, Rowan sighed, the tension in his shoulders easing slightly. "If you truly believe this is worth the risk, then I will stand with you." Relief flooded through Cale and Lyra as they exchanged a hopeful glance. "Thank you, Rowan," Lyra said softly, her heart swelling with gratitude. "Together, we can bridge our worlds." As they gathered their strength, a sense of purpose ignited within them. They would go back to their packs, united by a love that defied all odds. But as they prepared to leave the glade, the distant sound of howls echoed ominously, sending shivers down Lyra's spine. Cale noticed her unease. "We'll all face it together. Remember, no matter what happens, you want to be alone." Lyra nodded, her heart swelling with love and determination. Together. As they turned to leave, a shadow flickered at the edge of the trees. A figure lurked, watching them with eyes that glinted like shards of ice. The air grew thick with tension, and Lyra's breath caught in her throat at the realization. "Cale," she whispered, fear creeping into her voice. "Someone is watching us." Before Cale could respond, the figure stepped forward, revealing a dark silhouette, a wolf of the Nightshade pack, a fierce warrior with eyes that burned like embers. "Lyra," he growled, his voice low and menacing. "You think you can betray your pack and escape the consequences?" Lyra's heart raced, panic flooding her veins. "No, it is not like that." But the wolf advanced, his body tense with fury. "You think your little romance with the Black Fern will save you? You've turned your back on your family?" Cale stepped between them, his posture protective. "You don't understand. We not enemies, we trying to forge a new path." The warrior snarled, his gaze filled with contempt. "You a fool, Blackthorn. Your love will lead to your destruction. The Nightshade pack will not stand for this betrayal." Lyra's heart sank, dread washing over her. "Please listen to me. We can find a way to unite our packs. We don't have to fight.